And then good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us here at SBAM on this fine Wednesday morning. Can everybody hear me? You should have access to be able to take off your mics at any time. So I wanted to make sure that you knew you could have your cameras on and make sure that you can answer questions and ask questions at any time. Very informal. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Michelle Beebe, and I'm the Chief Revenue Officer with the Small Business Association of Michigan. And today I have the pleasure to talk with you about a new product that SBAM is actually going to launch next week at our annual small business conference and summit. So if you aren't attending and you are a small business owner and would like to be there and are interested in registering, we still have room. I have a great keynote speaker, lots of people, exhibitors and small business owners that will be in attendance, and some breakout educational opportunities as well. So just a soft pitch there for our upcoming event. But I wanted to talk with you a little bit about my role here at SBAM is really to evaluate the products and services that we offer to our members and really listening to what it is that they need in many different ways. And so, as I think all of you know, we're close to 34,000 small business owners that are members these days. And so those sometimes that's complicated because there are different types of businesses, different sizes, different locations, all of those things come into play. But there is a common theme, which is not going to be a surprise to anyone in this group, that it is very related to talent shortage. And not only the shortage of talent, but keeping the talent that you have and being marketable as an employer to offer things that are important to them. And so one of the items that we've been hearing more and more about is that employers would like, and we did some surveys at a couple of events and externally to make sure we weren't heading in a direction in a silo. And so we, a lot of employers have been asking for ways to compete. And one of those ways was especially the younger generation is looking for ways that the culture within that business is leaning towards a wellness and overall well-being of the employee. And so SBAM has worked with a partner called Onsite Wellness, especially if you're in West Michigan, you might know them well. And they've been a longtime member of the association. It was just a really good fit. Their program has been very tailored and affordable, but more so for those that are very large employers. And so we've worked together to put together a program that is specifically for SBAM members, that it has lots of opportunities for the employer to tailor how they want to offer, whether they want to focus on mental health, or if they want to focus on, physical wellness, if they want to reward for, attending some educational webinars. They have the ability to do those things for it to be branded as their own business. And so we have our own it's going to be a branded portal, and it is built today. Our SBAM members are on it. You can use it, or not our members, our staff members are using it already. We were the guinea pigs kind of out of the gate, and it's pretty easy to log in, get yourself connected. It does a health assessment to kind of give you an idea of what areas that you might need to lean into. And it also lets the employer put in. So like for us, we're doing the rewards mall and having money in the mall for if employers hit a certain target that of wellness. And it doesn't have to just be steps, right? It can be in all many things. And if they do that, then there's a rewards mall that literally has gift cards or things that you can purchase up until any kind of thing for that member. So we're really looking forward to it. It's very affordable, and there's a link here to sbam.org/wellness program that you can click on it and make this available to your business partners, that especially the ones that are already in SBAM. I think it really makes some sense. But if you're having new conversations at open enrollment or new to blue conversations, we would love for you to entertain having this conversation as another value add for them to be able to compete against larger employers that do this all the time in this talent space. So with that, I also we're going to spend some time today talking about our specific SBAM pool of life and disability products. That pool has had a solvency and success for over 30 years. It continues to grow. It also continues to have incredible claims experience, and we've been able to be very competitive, especially in that under 10 market. And so I'm going to hand this off and have my friend Linnea. Oh no, I'm sorry. First, Tony from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Specialty is going to kick us off and talk to you a little bit about his role and the partnership with SBAM and the specialty benefits area at Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Tony?
Thank you, Michelle, and good morning, everybody. Yeah, I just wanted to take a couple minutes to, I guess, piggyback on some of the things that Michelle had said, as well as give a little bit of background about myself and my role. As Michelle said, my role through Group Specialty Benefits is specifically focused on kind of the life and the disability. I'm a part of the Dearborn Group, which underwrites these programs for SBAM. And my role really is to support each and every one of you, along with everybody over at SBAM, to, offer, promote, these benefits that is offered through SBAM. And I've shared before that there are so many positive programs a part of SBAM, and offering a competitive benefit program is just one of the many features that being a member of SBAM provides business owners, and their employees. And so really it's important to, after medical insurance, which is obviously extremely important, there are other ancillary products that provide extreme value, whether that's life insurance, disability insurance, including dental, vision, etc. So, as Michelle alluded to earlier, that, it's very competitive out in the marketplace, and retaining talent and promoting your program is a full-time job in and of itself, and certainly glad to be a part of the SPAM program to offer those solutions to owners and their employees. I know Linnea is going to get into some of the products, and we'll talk about that, but super excited to be a part of the program and be able to talk to you more about how these programs can benefit yourself and employees as well. So certainly appreciate the time this morning and look forward to a very good discussion. So with that, I'll flip it back over to Michelle and Linnea, and we'll continue on with the presentation.
Thanks, Tony. So my partner in crime here, Linnea Kinney, she has been an expert in this life space for us, SBAM, for quite some time. And for those of you that have sold a life case with us, now you get to see what she looks like, right? You've probably talked to her a lot, but haven't been able to see her face. But she is the expert on all things related to SBAM's benefits, and she's going to talk you through some more of the specific details of why this plan is unique, and why it could be a good solution for your customers.
Hi, everybody. I'm Linnea Keeney. I'm, as they said, the guru for Dearborn. I've been working in Dearborn for, might actually date myself a little here, but around 15 years. So I'm definitely here, and have learned everything I possibly can to make sure you guys get the best service. So, I'm gonna go over all of our benefits that we offer. I'm not sure who's control of the
I am.
slides.
I've
Okay.
got your slides, so.
Okay. So, we can move on to the next slide and start talking about our benefits. We do work with sole proprietors, which is one thing that I know everybody's looking for. You got that one person out there who's starting their own business. We can work with them and help them get benefits. We do 1 through 99. We have guaranteed issue life benefits. We start as low as the 15,000. We do have other benefits that will follow in another slide. With us, we don't ask for SIC codes. We don't ask for any of that stuff that you would normally deal with in health insurance. As long as you have a business and you have yourself or even just one other employee, we can work with you. We mix and match our benefits. So you can get just disabilities if you want, or life and short term. You don't necessarily have to buy short term to get long term. And you can definitely work with your group and get whatever benefits that they would like to have for their employees. They can also choose how many hours they need to work a week to become eligible for their insurance. We go as low as 20 hours a week. So we do understand that those small groups sometimes don't have all full-time employees, but you would like to offer benefits to them. And we can work with you on that and make sure that everyone that you employ can get benefits as long as they work 20 hours a week. We can definitely work on that. With these benefits, you get the specialty of me and my team. We work with you guys in processing. We handle everything here manually. We handle all your enrollments, terminations, any kind of quoting, any kind of maintenance changes. If the group decides they want to change their new hire waiting period or their minimum hours. And then I also am here for you to help you with the billing on the process and also in claims. I can work with contacts I have at Dearborn. So if you are having any questions or issues, please reach out to me and I can always work with you guys on any problems that you're having with claims.
And I think it's important to note, Linnea, here, I think this is a common confusion about because Dearborn has underwritten the pool, that sometimes a group will get sold and go direct through our program, but go direct to Dearborn or go to Dearborn direct and have some questions about our program. And we understand that it is confusing, but if you are quoting an SBAM life product, I want to make sure it's kind of understood or clear that SBAM, it is a separate pool than this, the specialty benefits pool that's directly with Blue Cross. This is a specific pool that's managed by the association. And because of that we do all of the underwriting, getting it set up, setting up the products, all of that piece of it. And so while, it may cause some confusion, I just want, when you're dealing with SBAM, it's kind of a one-stop shop, and that will take care of you, and you won't need to know, do I need to go here or there, and that we are available. So I know sometimes it's confusing because it's Dearborn and Dearborn, but when you're dealing with SBAM, it is specific to our team, and we have access to all of the information that we need. And actually, we're the ones that are setting things up and then sharing the information with Dearborn.
That's a good point to make. Thank you, Michelle. Because that can be confusing. Sometimes people do reach out directly to Dearborn and then they will be directed to us because Dearborn can't see any of your policies. We hold all of that here. So that is a good one to bring up. So with our next slide that's coming through here, these are our specific life and AD&D policies that we hold. I did want to show you that we do offer multiple benefits, 15, 25, 50, and then we also do the salary rated. I did want to point out that it does show that it's a max of 75,000, but I do know that possibly some of you agents here have some groups with us that have been with us for several years, and they do hold a grandfathered benefit that maxes out at 100,000. So that is something I did want to bring up in case anybody gets confused with seeing that. It was carried over and those groups still hold those that were anybody that was enrolled before 2022. So just wanted to make sure I pointed that out. We do have it broke out separately here too, also for your life and AD&D rates. But when you do look at the bills that your group receives, those are combined on the bill. I did want to bring that one up too, because sometimes the quote and enrollment when you start the group does break it out, but we do bill them together as one. The benefits match from the life to the ADD. So if you have 25,000 in basic life, you'll have the same in AD&D. So that is definitely something I wanted to share with you guys. And for the next one, the next one is showing our dependent policies that we hold. We have dependent life that the employer pays for. This is something that would be offered to all employees on the policy, whether they hold dependents or not. We do try to make sure make sure that they do have dependents on it before we enroll them, but it is usually added to everyone when they are enrolled. Our dependent rate that the employer pays for is a family unit benefit. So if you have 4 kids, this one rate will cover all 4 kids. And it won't change as your kids age out and drop off of the benefit. We would hold this benefit on your policy as long as you are married, even if all the kids get aged out and drop off. We would still hold this to cover your spouse. As you can see below, on the age reductions for any of the employees that are life, because we do show that a lot of people are working later in life. So we do the benefits do reduce when they turn 65, 70, and 75. Those are usually the first of the month following the date of their birthday. So you won't see it the same month, but it's usually the first of the month following that will update the invoice and you will see the change. It does show that if once the employee is terminated from the group or leaves the group, they do lose the benefits. They have to be actively employed to have these benefits. And then the spousal benefits will term at the age of 70 of the employee. All dependent coverages are billed under the employee's date of birth. So you will see that the person is listed on the invoice, but they will be billed by the date of birth of the employee. So that will change a little bit when you do have any kind of employee benefit. And that's just strictly on the voluntary, okay? So we don't want to confuse that with any of the benefits that are just basic life. We'll explain more on the life on a later slide. Our other benefits that we include is our short-term disability. We have 2 separate waiting periods that we offer: first day accident, 8th day illness, 15th day accident, and 15th day illness. There is durations that you can pick between 13 weeks and 26 weeks. You'll see on the next slide that we have LTD that will follow through and carry over any benefits if they go longer than those 2, either one that's picked. Our rates below are showing the different rates for the different disabilities. All of our short-term disabilities max out at $1,000 per week for benefits. So I think it runs, I mean, you would definitely need to make like a 6-figure annual to max out at that $1,000. So I do like to bring that up to make sure that it's definitely a good coverage and it will last for your employees. If you have somebody, you know, that doesn't, because we have a lot of small groups that don't pay larger annual incomes. So this does help where it does cover everybody in the company on the policy. I do see that I did want to bring up too. I see that there was a couple questions that popped up. I am not ignoring you. I will look at those here towards the end and make sure that we're getting answers for you guys as well. All benefits, that $1,000 a week is 66.67% of their annual weekly salary. So this would be something that is automatically put in the system. When we get the enrollment, you give us the salary information, and then we would put that in the system where we are billing for the benefits by those rates that are listed. So we do put reminders on all invoices, but we do like to make sure that you share with your groups, or if you are a group here that holds disabilities, that if there's any changes in your salary information, that you do share that with us so that we can make sure all benefits are showing billed correctly, so that if anybody has a claim, we don't have any problems with someone not getting paid their proper benefit. On to our next. We have our long-term disability. So this is where the elimination period could be covered by the short-term disability. If you pick the 13-week pay period, that would be the 90 days. If you pick 26 weeks, it would be the 180 days. The benefit maxes out at $6,000 per month. That's 60% of their monthly premium or monthly benefit or monthly income, excuse me, that would get paid out for the employee. There is a we do pay it for employers too. It does. I'm not quite sure how that, Tony, I'm not quite sure again how that 24-month occupation period lands in this for the LTD, because unfortunately I don't process the claim portion here. It usually is done at Dearborn. So
Yep.
if I'm, I don't know for sure on how that. I wrote a note here going, ask Tony.
So real quick. So the own occupation period is 24 months, which is pretty standard on most all of LTD contracts. So one of the things that I wanted to share with the group was that there was and has been and continues to be a lot of effort going into making sure that all of these plan designs, whether it's the life, the short-term disability, the voluntary, the LTD, are very competitive to that, which you'll see in the marketplace. So I just wanted to kind of give that plug. But the ONOC period basically is a period of time of which the claims will look at from determining claim eligibility, is understanding your own occupation for that first 24 months. After those first 24 months, it goes to an NEOC, definition. So really most of the claims are going to be concluded within the first few years, but if it should go beyond the initial 24-month ONOC period to continue with disability, they'll look at what they call an NEOC. So really two different periods of time to determine kind of eligibility. But 24-month is pretty standard on every LTD contract that I work with and have seen. Sometimes you'll see a 36-month, but for the most part, the 24-month ONOC is very standard within the LTD industry.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate your help on that.
Of course.
And then, so for the duration on these long-term disabilities, we do offer two different benefits. We do have one where it's either 5 years, where they get paid out for 5 years, or to the age of 70, whichever occurs first. And then we also have a benefit that goes for Social Security normal retirement age. So no matter when the benefit starts, they would get paid to their Social Security normal retirement age. This is we have both rates listed there for either benefit. And please, even though we have multiple requests here, when you call us or send in a request for a quote, we can always quote you more than one benefit. So don't feel like you only have to pick one of these as well when you're doing a quote. I can do more than one for you. So I definitely want to put that out there as well.
Linnea, real quick, I just wanted to throw out that, sometimes people will ask, well, the difference, what is SSNRA, or a lot of it has to depend on the date of birth, but some questions come up as to, why a five-year benefit duration. And it's important to note that I think every employer is different, but about 80% of most LTD claims are closed out and people return to work within 5 years. So when you look at a 5-year duration, don't think of it as, a lesser benefit per se. Understand that 5-year duration, which, can save some dollars, which I know everybody is looking at ways to still offer comprehensive benefits, but still be financially, kind of responsible for trying to manage budgets and things. That a 5-year duration, although on paper may seem, way less than what you would get from a Social Security normal retirement age, but statistics show that a high percentage of claims are either return to work and move forward within those 5 years. So it is a very valuable LTD benefit duration that sometimes gets lost in the shuffle. So I just wanted to point out the differences between the two, because they're both very, comprehensive, and wanted to share the differences between the two.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
And
And so,
I want
yeah.
to be mindful of time because we do have our Blue Cross partners here too. So,
okay.
Okay.
So I will put out there right now, if there's questions that I missed, or if you get more questions after this is over, please reach out to me, or you can send it to membercare@sbam.org and it will get to me and I can get answers if we don't get to those today. Voluntary, I just wanted to bring up with that, you have to get basic life benefits to bring on voluntary benefits for your groups. That is definitely important to know. And then also our commissions for all of our agents on this is a flat 12.5% across the board for all lines of coverage. If you have any questions on that, you can ask and reach out to me as well on that. I think only other thing I wanted to bring out here is that we do have the Dearborn Cares. So if you have someone who's passing away and they need funds right away for the funeral, we can get them up to $100,000 within the first 48 hours. As long as you just let me know when you send the claim in, I can work with Dearborn and we can get that information for you. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all of it. If you guys have any questions that I missed or concerns, let me know.
There's also an important screen that I have up here related to commissions. So we do want to make sure that our agent partners get paid well for this program. These also just want to really point out that the sale also is connected to your bonus dollars with Blue Cross. So even if it's our pool and you sell that, it does count towards your bonus program with Blue Cross and Blue Shield as well. So Nicole, I'm very sorry. We've run really long. I'm going to stop sharing and you can talk through your program. And I wanted to share with you, introduce to you to Nicole Sherwood. And I believe those of you that have been here in the last few weeks, we're praying that Nicole doesn't have internet issues. I know she's going to be good because she's in the office, but thanks, Nicole.
Yes, I got my technical issues fixed. So I'm probably going to go maybe at 5 minutes past 10:30. So I hope that's okay.
Sure.
Okay, great. So on the first slide here, again, this is just a reminder about our fully insured placemat. I think you're all familiar with it at this point. So today I'll be focusing on the care delivery portion of the placemat. So if we go ahead and flip to the next slide. Virtual care does continue to be a critical channel for our members to receive care. Of course, we saw that big ramp up during COVID, and we haven't really seen that level off. It's still continuing to grow a little bit. And I really don't see us ever getting rid of virtual care. I think it's a really value add for our members. The members really value the convenience and flexibility of virtual care options. And our customers also, of course, want to be able to provide that value to their members. This gives them the ability to access care quickly and conveniently when they need it. So on this next slide here, this is a little bit of information about our Teladoc solutions. So Teladoc is our partner in virtual care. They deliver our solutions, including our condition management, which was what we talked about a few weeks ago, mental health self-guided support, which was one of the things I touched on at the last meeting. And then they also have virtual care and virtual primary care. Our mission for virtual care is to provide members with a seamless experience, and the integration between those solutions really helps to fulfill that promise. And then we're also partnering with Teladoc, who is a best-in-class vendor, and part of that is to help resolve vendor fatigue. If we go ahead and move to the next slide. So in addition to offering virtual care through Teladoc, so last time I spoke about that virtual behavioral health, Teladoc also offers virtual urgent care, and that can be used anytime if a member is sick, or if they, aren't able to make it into their doctor's office. The virtual care is a really nice option. I know a lot of people use it for things like sore throats or earaches, things of that nature. And we also recently launched our virtual primary care PPO program. So our fully insured members have access to board certified Teladoc Health primary care providers. They also work with a dedicated care team to develop longitudinal care plans for members, and that does provide them that unified whole person experience. Members do have access to their care team 24 hours, 7 days a week. They also have unlimited messaging and care reminders and health nudges as well to help them stay engaged with their PCP and that team. The Teladoc primary care providers do refer members to in-network specialists and labs if a member does need in-person specialty care. And so this primary PCP option is really more for members who don't already have a primary care relationship. We know about, I think 40% of our members do not have a primary care doctor. And then it's also a really nice option for anyone who might do things like shift work, or someone who just has a really packed work life in addition to personal life, and they may just not have an option to get in to see a doctor. So on this next slide, this is a member journey. I will just quickly skim through this. So this is David. He's a new dad. He wants to take better control of his health, so he sets up his virtual primary care visit. He does receive, as part of that new member, he gets a blood pressure cuff. He meets with his doctor. The doctor realizes he has hypertension. The doctor then refers him for some lab work and an EKG, which David is able to get through the Blue Cross network. And then they meet up again, confirm that hypertension diagnosis, and then David is referred to the Teladoc hypertension program. The point here is just to show kind of that connection between this virtual primary care and the Teladoc programs, and also the convenience of David being able to see his doctor without leaving his home. And then if we go ahead and flip to the next slide, Teladoc Health did consolidate all of their solutions into a single app this year. That does provide that single virtual front door to all of those solutions. This includes the virtual care and the virtual primary care, as well as our diabetes management, diabetes prevention, and hypertension management, and also that mental health self-guided support. This does continue to add value, and it is a seamless member experience. That Teladoc app is linked to the Blue Cross member account or member portal. And so again, that seamless experience is critical for our members, and it's all kind of in one, they have that launching off point through the member portal, and it's all in one place. And then lastly, we have our 24-hour nurse line. This is a really nice option for somebody who is maybe not sure where they should go to seek care, or not sure if the issue they're dealing with requires a doctor visit. So members can talk to registered nurses at no cost, and this is available anytime, day or night, again, from the comfort of their home or anywhere else in the United States that they may be. The nurse will then recommend treatment options or help the member decide where to go for additional care. It's free to members. Like I said, it's available 24 hours a day. We often see this used with minor medical conditions such as abdominal pain or diarrhea or respiratory illness. Again, it's a really nice option if our members are just not sure if they actually need to seek in-person care or even have a phone call with a virtual provider. And oh, yes, I got through that very quickly. Are there any questions?
Okay. Well, thank you, Nicole, so much for your time over the last couple of weeks and getting to know you and some of the products that that our SBAM members get to the benefit of as being a partner of Blue Cross and Blue Shield. And as you know, that partnership means a lot to us. So thank you very much. As for everybody else, our time together will come to a close on the 19th. We will have our last webinar, and it's a doozy of a one in the fact that I want to share with you our CEO, Brian Caley, will be there. He will be discussing SBAM's position on some health policy, how we're approaching some bills that are active within our Michigan State Legislature, and how SBAM is approaching that directly. And then I think the most important thing as we wrap up this time together is to really talk about the value of the SBAM program, and not just focus on the employee benefits side, but talk about the value of membership. So I know it's a lot of times, as when you're selling the product, you're thinking of this as an employee benefit partnership that's taking care of some of those things, but our job really here is the success of small business, and we really want to lean into that, and we want to make sure that when you do talk to them and have them join through an employee benefit offering, that they understand that they're getting way more than just that, and understanding what that value is. So more to come on that in the next at the next webinar, but thank you so much for everybody for attending, and have a great week. Take care.
Thank you.